Hello wonderful people, I am Sarah and I'm going to talk to you today about lentils. These things are awesome. They get mentioned a lot in my Facebook group when it comes to cheapening meals or making things really cheap. I buy the cans of lentils, just the cans of brown lentils. You get 400 gram cans. At my local they're $1.25. Of course, there's about 60% of that is the lentils, the rest is brine. So I did a bit of maths, very approximate. You'd get about 240 grams worth of lentils in there, and that makes it about $5.20 per kilo. Now the dried lentils, I'm going to cook these up and separate them in portions because you can pre-cook them and you can freeze them and use them, and I'll show you a few examples of things you can use them in to make really cheap dinners. These ones, you can get them, it varies store to store how much they cost. At my local Pack and Save they're about $10 a kilo. At the bin inn closest to me they're more like about $8 a kilo. Now on the surface that sounds more expensive than the $5.20 a kilo that are in the can, but you've got to remember the ones that are in the can are already pre-cooked. So I have 1 kilo here. I'm going to cook these. They don't take much because they're pretty small, and it depends how cooked you want them. I mean, you can just cook them up with your meal, but of course they will remain a bit firm or you'll need to cook the rest of your meal for a bit longer. I like just having them on hand to throw in. You just want to let them simmer for maybe about 15 minutes before you drain them off, separate them, freeze them. I'll do a wee experiment for you. So that's 100 grams of dried lentils. I will actually cook 100 grams separately to my main batch just to see volume wise, weight wise, what you get and if it does work out cheaper, and then I'll show you a few uses for them. That's 100 grams, just over. That's the dried lentils, the cooked lentils. There's quite a, you can see there's quite the difference. And this one, 250 grams. So this is more like the amount you get in a can for 100 grams of dried lentils. So that's actually quite a difference there. Okay, so as winter has well and truly set in here, I'm actually cooking dinner on top of the fireplace tonight. Now, while I'm not going to go through the whole recipe, mince, supplementing mince with lentils. I would normally use maybe about half as much lentils as I use mince, but it's totally a personal preference. Just out of interest, I'm making a lasagna at the moment, so I've got about 400 grams of mince in there. I'm going to add that 250 grams of lentils that I measured out, but I also supplement it with other things as well. Some grated up carrot, some diced capsicum, bit of chopped up onion, also at a pinch, rolled oats. Chuck a handful of rolled oats in with your mince, especially like the instant oats. They work really, really well. Supplementing it a lot, like going 50-50 or something like that, it might pay just to add, crumble a beef stock cube in there, just so you still get that nice sort of beefy flavour. They're great, even though they've been pre-cooked, they still absorb all the flavours around them. They don't have a strong flavour of their own, so that is an awesome use. Any kind of mince dish, whether it be meatballs, burger patties, spaghetti bolognese, you know, lasagna, any kind of savoury mince, absolutely chuck the lentils in there, and it is a great way to just cheapen down the whole dish. Okay, so bit of chaos. I've got a few things going on at the moment. However, one of them is nachos. Now, I use lentils instead of mince in my nachos. It's quite normal to do vegetarian nachos without any of that, but I do like to chuck some nachos in. I crumble in a couple of beef stock cubes just to give it a nice flavour. Of course, that combined with some tomatoes, some nice spicy chili beans, some chopped up onion, maybe a bit of spinach or a bit of greenery, something, you know. Yeah, and I tend to combine that in the bowl with some lettuce and some nacho chips, kind of make it a bit like a warm nacho-y salad. It is really super yummy, especially with a dollop of either sour cream or Greek yogurt on top. But yeah, another really good use of lentils. Just cooking on the fireplace again, as you do. Another thing with lentils is any kind of saucy stuff. I'm making a ragu tonight, but any kind of saucy stuff, soupy stuff, whatever, you want to add a bit of texture into it, bulk it up a bit more nutrition. I'm probably only going to add about half of this into here because it's got bits of sausage and stuff in it. But yeah, I've got a plan for the other half of that as well for another night. But yeah, so I'm just going to add a bit of that into there, bulk it up, make it good, cheapen it, all good. So would this even be a lentil video without mentioning dal? Dal is a really super duper yummy. Unlike using lentils just as a filler or as, you know, something to supplement other things, it is the main part of the dish. Most of it is made up from split red lentils. The beauty of these is they don't require pre-cooking. They are very small, they're very thin, so they cook really nice and quick. They absorb all the moisture around them. I'm going to throw in the other half a pot of the brown lentils as well. But yeah, dal, it is super cheap, super versatile, definitely one of my favorites. So yeah, give that a go. So there we go, guys. I hope that was of some assistance, shed a bit of light on the lentil. Absolutely, have a play. Leave me a comment down below. Just let me know if you've got any other ideas, what you do or don't like to do with your lentils. You know, obviously it's not something we have every single night, but I do incorporate them into a lot of dishes. They're good, nutritious things. Hit like, as I say, leave me a comment, hit subscribe, and we will catch you next week. Bye.